had a few technical issues, so I'm going to make sure that we are still on. This is Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish.
My name is Rose with that design. Back to making us toast.
Let's see if
So
we are live.
Professional.
Yeah, we're here. 22 seconds. We've been live.
Yay! Miracle of miracles.
But it seems like we're kind of
choppy.
Yeah, look.
Whoa.
I know.
Facebook went. I think we're streaming now.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. Sorry, we're a little bit late getting on, but we've been doing this here every Sunday for about 2 years, a little over 2 years, 2 years and a few months. And we're your hosts, Rose and Marita. And this is a place where you can get readings, single card readings, and ice cream chakra clearing. So ice cream energy clearings. I know it sounds crazy and fabulous, and it is. So we also just went on a hike today, which was lovely, up on the slopes of Mauna Loa. And that's totally gonna break. Yeah. It's a peace kind of situation. And we got back and are feeding ourselves a little bit. So Marita was trying to steal the cornbread from our Dia de los Muertos altar, which is right behind the computer right now. And I was like, no, 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 please don't do that.
I was like, my family understands.
Marita was like, our ancestors share. And I was like, I don't know about that. So here we are. We're going to be snacking on a little bread while we talk to all of you. Welcome back. Let us know where you are watching from. We always love to know. I love to know. There's something that feels really cool about knowing like who are we connected to in what places in the world right now, you know? It's like we're forming this little like network of light. Don't be the burnout bulb in our network of light.
Oh my God.
Anyway, welcome. We are going to get started in just a little bit. Marita is just sharing this in a few places. It helps us a lot too if you share, if you are in groups where you think people might be interested and it's allowed to share, or if you host a group, or if you just want to share on your timeline for your friends. We love that. We love meeting new people. So here is the sort of structure of how we do this live Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. We will pull a card in just a little bit and talk about the card and the theme and the themes that are showing up. And we will discuss that and offer our own guidance together. And
Alabama, Dallas.
Yay, cool. And Wales, UK.
I like it.
While we are doing that, keep letting us know where you're tuning in from. We love to know. While we're doing that, while we're doing the card, what we're going to have you do is we are actually doing our readings and our clearings on a random drawing system now. So what we do is until basically halfway through the show, or maybe 20 minutes in, you're going to have a chance to get your name into the drawing. And how you do that is by putting in a comment, let us know, I would like a single card reading or a clearing, one or the other. And then if you want a clearing, all you have to say after that is permission granted. Do check in with yourself and decide, like, do I actually want to have them do this, right? And say permission granted. So clearing, permission granted. If you would like a card reading, what you need to put in the comment bubble is card reading, and then give us a specific question. Don't just say career, love, whatever. Say, I'm looking for a new job, but I don't know what field or sector to look in, or like, I'm thinking about changing career sectors, right? Do you have any guidance about that? That is a great question. That's specific enough. And then you say permission granted. All right. So we will explain that a few more times, but if you're interested, go ahead and get your name in the comments, and then we will let you know when it's getting close to time for us to do the drawing. And we're going to randomize everybody's names and pick 3 people, and then we will do individual card and clearings for you folks. And then at the end, we're going to wrap up with a clearing for the whole group, everybody who is watching now and the replay. But you will have to let us know and give us permission to participate. Otherwise, you won't be a part of the card and clearing. So
yeah, and we would prefer for so if anyone saw Megan Lee, good to see you again. I'm glad that you enjoyed the full moon. Once I finally got it to you. Huge technical issues yesterday. It was kind of driving me insane.
Marita was trying so hard. We've never had that many issues.
So if you, again, want a card or a clearing, right, you just write clearing, permission granted. If you want a card topic, right, we don't do general cards. So if you say future and anything like that, we don't do that because we are making you create your future with us, with your reality. So be a little bit more specific, such as, hey, just like Megan said, and I'm going to use Megan as an example, who said, hey, should I switch from doing one-on-one clients and doing more kind of coursework and stuff like that? That's a great question, right? And the reason to do that is that you want to get clear, right? Even if your ask is for clarity, is what are you trying to get clear about? You know, what are the things? And it's how we communicate, right? Because everything is about relationships. Everything is about relationships. So this allows you to really kind of tune into your mind, to your body, to your spirit. And what is it that you really want to ask and things like that?
It helps you get the most out of the time that you get with us for free on this live. Something I've noticed, and let me know if this sounds familiar to you, is like sometimes we're struggling to know what we really want guidance on. So then we ask something that's kind of general. And then when people give us an answer, we like kind of push back like, oh, well, no. Well, here's the real situation. Oh, well, here's really what's going on. Well, here's this, here's that. And then they'll be like, okay, well then in that case, da, da, da. And then they'll be like, well, the thing is, we already tried that and da, da, da. You just used up all your free guidance time without getting the guidance you really need, right? So because we are doing this on a drawing based system and not first come, first serve, take a moment.
Yeah.
Take a moment, figure out what the question underneath the question is that you really want to ask, so that when we tell you,
if you get drawn, then you have that ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Vámonos. Entonces, vamos a empezar con una carta de tarot. No de tarot, de oracle.
You do it this time.
So we're going to start off with the topic for the week. Shelly Jackson, thanks so much for getting clear. Oh, you're in Michigan. What part of Michigan? Just wondering. I have people that I know there.
This is yummy. You should try what I did.
Mm-hmm. William, Angelique, Helen, we got you on the list.
I am eating right now gluten-free cornbread, homemade, with also homemade vegan smoked pepper, chili pepper, and rosemary butter. And what are these cherries that I like? There's
maraschino?
No. They're like not Malabar. They're
the ones from here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are cool. I don't know.
And there's this variety of cherry that they have here. I can't remember the name, and it's jam by a local jam person made out of that cherry. It's amazing.
Yeah, they're really weird. They're not weird looking cherries. They're just different looking cherries. Okay, so the card for the week.
Wait. No.
I'm just silly. I'm tired. Pandora's gift. Do, 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 do. Been watching James Bond movies in honor of Sean Connery, who passed away.
That first one, man.
Woo! Talk about very different pacing.
Talk about rapey.
Talk about Dr. No. No means no. Anyways.
Talk about Dr. No being Mr. Dr. No being just like Dr. Evil.
I know. Anyways, so here we go. Pandora's gift.
Wow.
So we've only drawn this card, I think, twice. Maybe this might be the third time. And what's coming in is just, as you can see here, there's a bunch of light codes coming in. Look at that. Look at all those light codes and the message coming in. I know everyone gets, you know, with everything happening in the world right now, you're like, Pandora's box? Oh my God. No, this is about the gift. There's a gift in that. And it's a gift of when you face your shadow, right? As you can see this mask that she's about to put on, right? Or maybe she's taking it off, right? It has a lot of energy of butterfly, transformation, bull, winged things. And so for me, I think the energy of this coming week is to find the gifts, you know, in the chaos and everything that's going on or could go on with information and coming in, not just on a celestial level, right? But also on, you know, this thing called Facebook and other things. And, you know, I really recommend just approaching things with an open heart. Approach your week with an open heart. Take your mask off and be seen.
Don't take your actual mask off.
No. Put your face mask on. Take your...
Just to be clear.
Yes. Keep your face mask on, right? When you're out in public. But I'm talking about stop hiding, you know, show up for yourself this week. You know, this week is in the Mayan calendar, we have 13 days. Trecena, the spirit animal, Nahuale, is the dog, and it's about faithfulness. But it's really exploring what are you faithful to, and how do you promote faithfulness? And some of this is about, you know, enjoying your life and really looking at it. Today is really an opportunity to look at this life, this road that you're living, because we only get to live it once. So are you living in your most authentic way, or are you wearing a mask, you know, putting that mask in front of, you know, and not appearing as your real self, you know? And so sometimes that's like, you know, when people keep saying, I want everything to go back to normal, did your normal work for you? And who informed that normal? This is an opportunity to really, again, stand back 6 feet, just kidding, and look at, how am I living my life? And what's the energy informing that, right? And how am I being affected by my habits? You know, the Trecena, again, is not just about fealty, right? Fidelity and things like that, and how you get it. But it's your power. And we have powers in different ways. We have relationship, right? In relationships, whether they're intimate relationships, sometimes there's power struggles. You know, sometimes there's power, power, you know, depending on your work or non-work situation, your influence. And we can influence in a lot of ways. We can influence in how we conduct ourselves and how we be, and how we share information, and just who we reveal to other people, who we truly are, right? Fences make good neighbors. So I'm not telling people just go out there and, you know, do not be safe. That's not what it is. But are you showing up in your true, authentic self anytime?
So let's talk about what the gift of Pandora's box is. So the basic story of Pandora is like, she was entrusted with this vessel that contained all of these ills that then escaped into the world because she opened it and looked inside. And then the only thing that was left at the end when they all escaped was hope, right? Which actually even that translation can be argued. In fact, even the translation box is not accurate. The container that Pandora had was actually a clay vessel, like those big containers they had in ancient Greece that they would store olive oil in and things like that. It wasn't a box at all. Right? So the thing that I think is really interesting is when I was just reading a little bit more about the story of Pandora is the reason, the place that it got accidentally translated to box, or maybe purposely, who knows. The reason that he was talking about this myth of Pandora was the process where we who are foolish, ignorant, otherwise lacking in, intelligence, knowledge, wisdom, we are made wise through struggle. And so the gift of Pandora is that we open the box, we open the issue, we face the challenge, in an attempt to change, to grow, to look for something better. And the road to that growth, when you open the box and you look inside and wow, there's a lot of shit that has to be dealt with. Well, that's how we grow sometimes. That's how we heal. That's how we shift the shadow. It's not by keeping the box closed. It's not by sealing the box and burying the box and pretending the box doesn't exist. Pandora's gift is not to turn away from the shadow, but to actually open it, because that is the way through. Right now, this is a really great message to receive because, we are on the eve of an election that is, stress inducing to say the least. It's been a really fucking intense 4 years. And, sometimes we need to really look inside the shadow, the collective shadow. And that's what we've been doing basically for the past 4 years. That collective shadow has just come completely out of the box, if it ever was in one. It's come completely out of the closet. It's come completely out. And it is now the thing that we are having to face and deal with together as a culture, as many cultures sharing one country, under many different laws, depending on who you are and how those laws are applied, right? So the gift of Pandora is to still believe that something better is possible and to not be so scared of the shadow that we have to pass through to get there that we're going to throw away the box and throw away the key and throw away the hope of something different being possible. Yeah. Any thoughts coming up hearing that? Yeah.
That's pretty much what I gathered as well. Okay.
Yeah. So that is the theme for this week. Seems very timely because, and it's the last card in the deck.
There you go.
It's the very last card in this deck. We're working with a Sacred Rebels Oracle today. We've been working with this deck for a little while. We might change it up soon and start working with a new deck soon, I have a feeling. But this one has carried us through some months here on the big island of Hawaii, as we've been doing live since we moved. And we're going to give you folks who have been trying to get on the list for a clearing and a reading a little bit more time, just a couple more minutes. So if you want a clearing or a reading from us, we are doing a drawing. We're doing a drawing in just a couple minutes. If you want to be entered, you need to put either clearing or reading. If you want a clearing, say clearing, permission granted. If you would, they're ice cream chakra clearings. By the way, in case you are new here, it's a whole thing. It's a different thing than you're used to, but it's a distance energy clearing. So you don't have to eat real ice cream.
Yes.
And if you would like a reading, do you want to explain how they get a reading?
If you get a reading, in one comment bubble, please put reading, then a topic or question of your choice. Please be as specific as possible. We do not do general card readings. After that, write permission granted, and there you go.
So by topic, we mean question.
Such as, instead of saying, what is happening in the future? You could be like, you know, in the next couple of days, I have an opportunity for a job interview. You know, how should I get ready for it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Megan Lee, thank you for sharing. Angelique, thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring and it's free. So thank you so much.
All
So
it
let's
takes is time.
start putting, I know. If you love what we do here, we also do an ice cream social. We haven't talked about this. This is something that is relatively new for us. We've only been doing it for what, 3 months, 4 months?
What is it? November? Do we June, July, August, September, October? It's been like maybe
I forgot it was November.
It might be like 4 or 5. Well, I don't know. It's been some months actually. We're climbing up there. It's been some months.
So anyways, not for the 2 years that we've been doing this. So this is paid. It's drop in. It's about $30 some, you know, 5 people only. We do it for 90 minutes on Zoom. So we meet in a circle. We all get to see each other and we build community.
I mean, you can turn off your camera if you want, but yeah.
And we build community We open up the circle. We share with each other. We do card readings or clearings. We spend a lot more time per person. And it's been a really beautiful way to, you know, there's people who are now like BFFs, you know, after meeting on this, and they're like, you know, when they can travel, they're going to go visit each other, or just an ability to be like, oh, okay, this person, you know, because we have regulars, you know, via Patreon. So they keep tabs on each other, like, hey, how is that going on? And things like that. So it's been a really beautiful way to build community. So Patreon is a even cheaper way, more value-driven way to make sure that you get that scheduled time with community, with a spiritual community. You know, we get a lot of people who ask, I need community. The community that I had doesn't work anymore for me because I'm waking up or anything like that. So this is an opportunity to do so virtually. And we have someone from Ireland who stays awake till 3 a.m. to do this, you know, because she really, you know, is nurtured by the community. So we'll keep adding cards.
Okay, so last chance to get on our list. Marita's going to go through the comments right now and see if there's anybody else we can add into the mix. And then we will do a drawing for the
William Rogers. I'm very curious about this turnkey restaurant. Have you ever run restaurants before? Because I have. So I'm curious about your question there. You also put in you wanted a clearing. So Carter clearing, we'll figure that out.
There was somebody else that asked for stuff. I gotta get all them names.
This is it. I've done everyone.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you've run restaurants for 25 years? Shelly, you're already on the list. William, I feel like we should talk. Just to commit. I haven't talked to a restaurant person in a long time, so I kind of miss it. Shelly, you're on the list, no worries. And Joan, thank you for the question. Wow.
What does that say? Oh, Helen.
Rose is putting everything in the randomizer. Again, if you're interested in joining us for ice cream socials, we only do them 3 a month.
Yeah.
We will be doing 1 this week. We do have Patreon people, so they do fill up pretty quickly. So hashtag ice cream social if you're interested. We will send you a link to sign up, hashtag Patreon, if you want to check out our Patreon offers. We also do, we have a few things on Patreon, including an opportunity, if you've been with us in a full moon special, to do a full moon. So you have access to both full and new moon ceremonies that we do every month, you know, so we just did one yesterday.
So yeah, that's just to be clear, that's one of the Patreon subscription options. And so they would get access to all the ones that we've
all
already
the
done
ones
too.
we get access to all the ones that we've done, always any replay on YouTube, and things like that you have access to. And we even have one that allows you to do the full moon and one ice cream social, or the full moon and Mayan calendar stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff there, and it's a great way, to, it's like the cost of a couple lattes, come on. So
yeah. Just, don't do weird insomnia Amazon shopping one day. You'll cover yourself for the next 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. I did some of that yesterday.
Oh boy.
William, I'm so happy that you are, you decided to actually watch us instead of scrolling past again.
All right. So we
Vámonos.
have 6, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Here we go. Dun, bum, 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 bum. There we go. Hey, William, you got picked. Awesome. So we do 3 people. We're going to do Shelly Jackson, Angelique, and William Rogers. So Shelly, I know you're here. Just give us I'm here in the comments, and we'll start with you with your card. Then Angelique, you want a clearing, and then we'll end with William.
Can I have the,
yeah.
Thank you.
So Shelly, just let us know in the comments if you're here. I know. Super excited, William. Yeah, totally random. She literally randomizes them on a little computer screen, so we have nothing to do with it. Megan Lee. No, Shelly Jackson, are you still here? Please write in the comments. Some people pop on and pop off. Angelique, are you still here? I know William's still here because he's commenting.
And just remember, folks who have joined us a little bit partway through, we do have a group clearing at the end, which is optional to participate in. It's up to you. We will ask you to let us know in the comments by giving us permission, and that will be your way to get it, basically, because we don't want to send a bunch of energy to people that may or may not want it. That's just not how we roll. So stick around for that. And we would love to have you in Ice Cream Social. This event is so nurturing. And we have,
let's do Angelique.
We have a wide variety of people who join it. We've got a whole group that actually does 3 a month, that it's just from that group of people in Australia. Yeah. And we have a separate one for the US. So they literally book it all the time. Like they fill it up. They bring their friends. They're like, you have to try this. Like, it's just really good. So it's kind of amazing.
Awesome. So Angelique is still here. I haven't heard from Shelly, even though she was pretty on.
Shelly, you were just here. So hopefully.
Well, let's do Angelique's clearing, and then we'll check in. William, do you want the card or the clearing? It seems you asked for both, so I just want to make sure to give you what you want. It seems that you
one or the other.
Yeah, I want the card, but let's do the clearing for Angelique.
Okay.
Angelique, the flavor that I got immediately was strawberry, but not just any strawberry. These are the strawberries that when you are on the highway in Mexico, going from Mexico to Acapulco, I believe, I think that's where, I don't remember where we were going. I was young. You stop and there's these strawberry fields, these strawberry farms, and you can get them literally freshly picked, and they do them with Mexican crema and a little bit. William will do a card and a little bit of azúcar, depending, brown sugar if you want. And oh my God, it's heaven.
Wow.
It's heaven. It's just like this. Oh my God, I just want it right now. And so Angelique, this clearing really, and I love it because it kind of really ties into the energy of today, which is 3 ebb, which is road, the energy of really, paving a pathway of hope in your life. And so this clearing is really to energize you and to remind you how far you've come. And this is for your root chakra, right? Which is our connection to Mother Earth, to family, to community, how we've built our life. And so to get energized at that root chakra, it's just Mother Earth being like, cariño, ¿quieres unas fresas con crema? Do you know how to receive blessings, Angelique? right? So many times we think that we have to give to Mother Earth. We have to give. And it's everything that we have to give, right? And so many times we give like this. Here, take it, just take it. But here's an opportunity, Angelique, that Mother Earth is saying, here, receive my bounty, my blessings, my beautiful, fresh, vibrant strawberries bursting with seeds of potential, a little bit of fresh crema, really just like, there's the goat. We just made it this morning. Boom, ready to go. Straight to you. So that's what I'm getting.
I got date ice cream. Like, have you ever had a date milkshake? Oh my God. They are so delicious. When I think about just eating dates raw, like they're quite, what?
Nothing. I'll just look.
Okay. Oh, sorry. We just saw the dogs in our neighbor's yard come and pee on our front gate and our fence post. And we're just not super happy with them. Have you ever had a fresh date milkshake? They're incredible. It's like, you know, when you have dates, they're so sweet and, you know, kind of chewy. They're really rich, right? But when you have a date milkshake, it's like the richest of that. It's the richness of that flavor with the cream, with the ice cream, that milk, the vanilla. Oh my God, it is so good. This is going to be for your third chakra. So right at that solar plexus energy center. The theme of the energy of dates is very, very similar to the one that Marita just talked about, which is like this, you know, when you think about dates grow in places where, you know, sometimes it's like desert, right? And then you have like this little oasis, there's a little bit of water, you got date palms, and you have these like amazing, sweet, rich, incredible foods to nurture you, where all around is just sand. You know, it's like this gift from the earth. Think about that. Like if you were walking through a desert, you had nothing to eat, it was just like sand and dry, and then you suddenly come to this oasis and there's like sweet water and there's food on the trees. Oh, it's like that energy. And so I love that you talked about it from the strawberry standpoint, because it's that same energy. It's like, it's just that, like the abundance of the earth, the sweetness and abundance of the earth, and being able to carry that energy inside of you as you're living out your purpose, you know, so that you don't burn out and feel like you're alone, you're unsupported, you don't have the wealth of the earth underneath you when you do. You really do. But just to be able to touch in and carry that energy, you know, so that you're not so exhausted and alone. Remember how much abundance this planet provides. So much. All right. That's what I got.
Okay.
Let
beautiful.
us know how that lands for you.
She's been eating strawberries the last few days, and
you always have dates on hand.
It's awesome. Okay.
Oh God, yes. Yeah, you don't need to probably put very much in there to have that vegan date milkshake recipe. We love macadamia nut milk. So good. So we will often use that instead of milk. We don't do a lot of dairy, and it's pretty damn yummy.
Okay, William Rogers, you're next. Shelley Jackson has disappeared. So
I hope this is not a weird Facebook thing where we just can't see our comments, because that would be sucky. Shelley, if that happens.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
We've been
just popped
calling
up.
you for.
Let me take care of this.
What does that even mean? Anyway. Oh, 444. You know what that means, baby? It's 555 somewhere. Okay, Shelley.
So William, we're going to do your card reading. And it's a good question. How much longer will we live in cash-based society and go to the barter system, live off the land? I don't know.
Is that the question?
No. That's not the
there's
question.
another
He has a
right?
question for his restaurant. Where should he just quit his job, his cush job, or stay in it for next 2 years, pay off their debt, and then do the restaurant?
Yeah, we know it always lags a little bit, Shelly, but we called you like minutes and minutes ago, and we didn't see you, so it was strange. So I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. All righty. So we're going to do William's card, and then we will come back to you, Shelly. To you. Let's go swimming tomorrow. Let's just take a dip. We go to Kona, maybe. I think maybe once in. Good girl. Did you see what she did? She scratched at the glass instead of the screen. Hallelujah. I think we should still get that like predator pee. We should put it all around our front gate. That'd be amazing. So there's apparently, you can order online stuff that like replicates the pee smell of like wolves and bears. And I don't know how they do that, probably just a chemical compound. And you can put it like around your property if you're trying to scare away certain types of animals or like other people's dogs or whatever. So we're actually going to get some to discourage the neighbors' dogs from coming into our property because we just built a fence, but they still are feeling like it's theirs. Ready?
Yeah, I'm trying to block this person.
What, are they still commenting?
Yeah. What we've seen before. Greg Nichols, you're not wanted here. Thank you so much. I've been trying to block you, but unfortunately have not been able to yet. Thank you. Okay. So let's do the card for William, and then Shelly Jackson, we will add you next.
All right. Let me ask you, William, which choice is more exciting to you and inspiring and interesting? And, you know, which one makes you feel like you are going to feel more alive doing it? I'm not saying that we always need to make a direction a decision in that direction, but the card that you got is inspiration. You know, when we considered moving to Hawaii, there was quite a lot of exploration and journey around figuring out where we would live on the island, whether it was the right choice to make, were we gonna buy a farm, like all these different things, right? And the thing is that we knew when we moved here that there was gonna be challenges. We knew there was going to be challenges. We knew we didn't know exactly what they were. We guessed at some of them, you know, from reading things and just understanding some of the, you know, history and context. But we knew there was going to be challenges, but they were going to be new challenges. They weren't going to be the same challenges that we had been dealing with. They were going to be new challenges that were going to take us in a direction in our life that we wanted to go, that we wanted to expand into. And I think that that's part of the reason that this card is coming up for you is like, look, there's going to be challenges, you know, but are you willing, do you want to, and are you willing to put in the energy to face new, somewhat unpredictable challenges? Even if you have all that experience, I'm telling you, there's going to be some challenges that you might not be predicting, but they're not going to be the same old challenges that maybe you're dealing with in your job where everything is really familiar and maybe you're really tired of it and it's really uninspiring. You know, we have worked our asses off since we moved here. We have not stopped. Like, yeah, we work a lot. And we hope that it's not permanent that way. But still, when we check in with each other, we're like, we're so glad that we made the decision that we did to move here. And we took the risks that we took to move here. And we did all the work that it took to move here. It was worth it, you know? So anything you want to add?
You know, one of the things, you know, that's interesting about this card is that it does have the energy of bees here, right? Bees is about community. And so you said something about how you're not sure if the community will support the restaurant. And for me, this is really one of the things that I've found since I've been in the food industry for a long time, about the same time as you have, is that people don't just come to restaurants for good food, right? But for the atmosphere. And a lot of that atmosphere and that energy is what you provide. If you're going to be the owner operator of that ability to feed people on an inspirational level, a soul level, and a food level. That's why I think everyone should work in the food business. Not only then would you understand it, but and tip well, but also just because I'm still in it, you know, and the reason being is that here's an opportunity to connect so many parts of things, connect. You were talking about the land, right? So many people don't know where food comes from. Like they literally don't know. They just know, you know, that maybe meat comes in a package in a grocery aisle. They don't know that it is actually coming from, from animals, and therefore they don't have the respect, therefore they don't know how to consume. And so I truly believe that people in the restaurant business have so many opportunities to be that bridge for people to connect to land, to Mother Earth. And if they can learn about that, right, and being fed and being nurtured, and if that's what you're trying to provide, then you become this ambassador for Mother Earth, an ambassador of the bounty and the inspiration that she has for her children. And so for me, I think this is this from here? Is this coming from here? Is that dream coming from, you know, maybe logically, you know, on paper, it doesn't make complete sense. And depending where you are as a risk taker, but this is really, I think, an opportunity to make a choice. Are you choosing to live your life in a way that is more in line with who you are? And so if that's it, I say go for the restaurant. If you're afraid, maybe there's smaller steps for the community, for you and the community to take together, you know. And I think you have to check into, like, you're probably going to be moving to have this restaurant. Okay. And maybe there's a better quality of life in getting out of the situation that you're having and moving to this new place. There might be a more balance, believe it or not. And you have to figure that into the equation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I like that there's more than just the like two pieces to the equation, you know?
Yeah.
There's quality of life. There's, you know, yeah, I love that.
Beautiful. Okay. Awesome. Shelly, you're next. And as we're doing Shelly's card, if you'd like to be part of the final clearing for the group, we will end after Shelly's card. We're going to do a group clearing. Just write permission granted. So if we didn't get to you, you know, we try to do as many as possible. We do actually 3 a week, right? If you want to be part of our ice cream social, much more intimate in the sense that we're all on Zoom, we're all looking at each other, right?
And obviously in that case, because it is paid, even though it's really affordable, it's like $30 drop in. You are obviously guaranteed to get a clearing or a reading. Everybody gets a chance, and they are longer and more in depth. So we would love it if you would join us there. Hashtag ice cream social. For folks who joined late, we did do a drawing a random drawing for 3 people to get a clearing or a reading today. So it's a little bit too late, unfortunately, to get a reading. But if you want to be a part of the group clearing that we're about to do after we do Shelly's card, then you can just say permission granted, or you can let us know, what are you letting go of right now? What are you calling in? It's the day after the full moon. So the energy of the full moon is very much still present right now. And the full moon is that fullness. We're already moving into the time of releasing. We're already moving into the time of the waning of the moon, right? So the releasing. So it's a great, great, powerful time to do some releasing, especially because it's also that time of year. So
let's do it.
Cool. All right. Shelly. What's Shelly's question?
She's having issues with stability, a lot of issues with COVID, job, home. What should they be kind of looking for? What kind of a job? What kind of like?
So job?
Yeah.
This reminds me of the conversation we were having with my grandma about how for some people at the 6-month mark, when you've been in stress for like 6 months.
Yeah.
But then she was saying, so this is the card that you got. It says, release the dark wound and let love live. And I'm going to actually hold this up for a second so you can see it a little. I forget, we've looked at these cards a lot of times. So we sit in ceremony with my grandmother as well for new and full moons. So in addition to doing the public ones, we also have private, very small little family ones that we do on the same day and that are different. And we were talking about something this full moon yesterday, which was about how after a certain amount of time that somebody has been in like a major stressor, like COVID, like shelter in place, like what's going on, a new level of exhaustion can set in, like a whole different level of like tiredness after like 6 months has gone by. It's almost like it feels like we can kind of get through it if we see the end and we think we see the end coming. But then once a certain amount of time goes by and the end isn't here, the impact shifts very dramatically. And so many people will like suddenly become really tired, feel really like hopeless, feel sort of exhaustion, like a different level of exhaustion. And my grandma was talking about how in this group of women that she's part of, what is it called? The Contemplative Sisters or something. And most of the women are like 50 is probably the youngest. And it's primarily like 60s, 70s, 80s. And my grandma's in her 80s. And she said that after a series of like 3 or 4 months, for most of them, when she was talking to them, they actually found a deeper level of like release and calm and peace because they just kind of let go of the idea of ending and sort of settled into being more reflective, more meditative, just kind of being in.
And that's with the daily practice.
Yeah.
As well. I want to mention that.
These are people that like, there's a reason that they are in a group called the Contemplative Sisters, right? They have very, all of them have meditation practices on a very regular basis. They spend a lot of time in, I would say, many of them have like a little bit of like Buddhist type practices, very like sitting in silence and reflecting and just being and accepting, right? And part of the reason that this card made me think of that is because I think that that's kind of part of the shift that needs to happen, is like getting really comfortable with the discomfort. you know, not like, yay. I mean, you could, if that's your style, you could get perky as hell about it. Yes. Woo, 1 more month in shelter in place. I can do this. But just really starting to be like, if instead of thinking about this as like every time something doesn't come through or things get harder, you think about it as like oh no, not this, right? Not this. We just had something this morning happen like that. And I was trying to just like shift my thinking around it. Instead of just saying that, just think of it as like, oh yeah, okay. Like I expected that. That's a normal thing that's happening right now. This is not a weird out of the norm thing. And there's something about that shift. There's something about that shift that is the message that's coming through for you, is strangely getting like very Zen, you know, like maybe listening to people that have those type of practices like Pima Chodron, you know, just really getting into like some of those podcasts and stuff might be helpful because they're pretty goddamn Zen. I mean, they're very, very embracing of like humanness, but also like just how to like, just letting go, just like non-grasping, you know, and really noticing our reactions and then like getting to this neutral place around them. And the suffering doesn't stop from the outside, right? Is there anything you want to add about this? It's kind of amorphous, so I'm sorry it's not more.
So what came to me is, so my mother, so we're not from this country, and from a little bit warmer weather, and we ended up living in Michigan. And I remember one time that my mom was just like, we'd been snowed in forever, and she was losing it. She you know, she didn't like being pent up, and so. But my mother had some very creative ways of dealing with these situations. And one day she was just tired of it being cold. My dad liked to keep the thermostat really like cold because, you know, so she cranks the thermostat up to 80, clears the living room out, and like brings in like the kiddie pool with sand in it. I don't even know how she did this, right? And like made it a beach day, drew a thing with a temperature of 100 and put like balloons out. And she's like, we're having a beach day. Right. And so we got into her shorts and we literally had a beach day in, you know, February in Michigan with like, you know, minus 30-degree weather outside. Other things that she would do, which were really creative, is like, you know, she would actually use the opportunity of being snowed in to clean her refrigerator and freezer and just put everything in the snow. And then also she'd buy, you know, daiquiri mix, no alcohol, you know, the mix, and make snow cones for us.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
So my mother approached these place of living, right, from Mexico City. So highly cosmopolitan, going from a highly cosmopolitan place to a non-cosmopolitan place, bit of a culture shock in a way that she embraced. Instead, I mean, my mom's doing fine in quarantine, right? She's so creative. She's just, she allows herself to embrace life like an adventure. And so instead of looking at the what is not possible, what is possible right now? And so it's just a different way of looking at life and looking at things. And she did also suffer from seasonal depression. Like she knew that about herself. And so she would make sure that she sometimes did things to not get stuck in that get stuck in that vision, that tunnel vision, right? So I think this is an opportunity, wherever you are in your life, to be able to like, let's not think the same way, because we're only going to create the same reality that we're in. So sometimes it is about being able to be like, okay, here's the wall. Do I go over it, around it, under it? But maybe it's not a wall. Maybe it's a garden. Maybe it's this. And that's what my mother has the ability to do. I should probably call her and tell her that, you know? But I truly think that this is an opportunity for some magical thinking, because if you're creating from here, right, this is a supercomputer. Unless you have new programs running, it's going to think the same way. You have to create from here. You have to go ahead.
No. I like that you said that, because the one thing I wanted to ask, you can finish what you were saying. What were you saying?
Okay.
The one last thing that I wanted to add, which you were just talking about, is when you create from here, it's not so much, you don't even necessarily have to create a new story. It's just feeling a different feeling. You know, sometimes we think like we have to look for a reason to be happy, but actually we can just be happy. Like, we don't have to have a reason. Actually, that's just a common way that we do things, right? That's a common way we operate as people. We have to have a reason, an explanation, a trigger. But part of the thing about this, like Zen, is also, can you connect to the emotional experience of happiness in your body right now? And that is the heart, right? It's not always about coming up with a story that's led by your heart. Sometimes it's just about feeling a different feeling in your body. And can you make that part of your practice? Just feeling the feeling of happiness in your body. No reason, just because it's there, it's available, it's possible. And it does take practice. It's not always right. But there's some great meditations from amazing, like world-class people that are just so trained at learning how to have that discipline inside themselves through the most horrendous of circumstances. And then through all of their practice, passing us the little gems that can help us get access to that a little bit faster, right? Maybe without going onto the top of a mountain and meditating for 40 years straight. So there you go, Shelly. I hope that was helpful.
Okay.
We are going to do the final clearing.
Final clearing. Thanks for everyone who joined us today. I hope to see you next week and hope to see you on Ice Cream Social. If you're interested in our group, right? 90 minutes Thursday on Zoom. What time is it at?
It's at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
6 p.m. Pacific time. Let us know. # Ice Cream Social. This is magical. That's even more magical.
Yeah, it's like really good.
It's really, really good because you get to see other people and really get to know them.
You get like basically 4 other things besides your own, because every time that people do it, and people tell me this voluntarily all the time. They're like, as you know, Rose, I get so much from every single person's reading or clearing. It's not just my own. So I feel like I've gotten 5 done by the time we're done.
Yeah.
You know, it's really special.
So that being said, # Ice Cream Social if you're interested in that, # Patreon if you want to find out what our monthly offers are. Get in with the VIP crowd.
Yeah, they're super affordable.
I like to call them patrones.
Patrones.
Patrones. Necesito un patrón.
The one-on-one work that we do. The one-on-one work that we do with people outside of that is usually a lot more expensive. So this is also a really great way for us to get to work with you, for you to get to work with us, outside of just our free offerings. So with that being said, this is the clearing for the group. Go ahead, and if you haven't, write permission granted if you want to be a part of it in the comments, or you can let us know what you're releasing.
Persimmon.
We've got some persimmons.
Now, persimmon, whatever you like. You know that song, Johnny Appleseed song? One of my faves. So it's actually been fabled that Johnny Appleseed actually planted persimmons instead of apples. And so this clearing really is about clearing your mind of all the old stories of who handed down to you this information, right? Every time, right? History is biased.
Pandora's box, perfect example.
There you
it's
go.
Not even a fucking box.
It's not a box, right?
It's a jar.
It's a jar, right? So going back full circle, I like this, is that you create your reality and be responsible for it. Let me wagging my finger. Be responsible for it. It's really about empowering yourself to create your reality. Show up as your true self, right? We talked about how this is a trecena, 13 days in the Mayan calendar to work on authority, to see how empowered you actually are, right? Empowerment is even like, and how you make choices. You're watching this, you chose to do this, you empowered yourself to spend some time with us, to get clearings and readings. Awesome. Some of you are going to empower yourself to join us in our ice cream social. Some of you are going to empower yourselves to have monthly ways to connect with like-minded people via the Patreon. You're going to empower yourself, right, to be able to do that. You're making choices, right? I'm going to empower myself to cook a pizza after this because I'm hungry.
You want the pizza?
I don't know, something. This is when you know I'm hungry. I always go for pizza, right? But this is really about how can you empower yourself with the idea of apple versus persimmon. What is it? There's no right or wrong to it, right? We could argue, but what is the reality? They're both delicious, by the way. I love them both.
God, right.
Very different energies. So this is really not about right or wrong, because that is subjective. And please do not judge yourself that way, right? You're one of my students, or you do a lot of stuff with me. We talk about light and dark energy, right? It's not about you're wrong. What be responsible for what you want to create. There you go.
And with that, this has been Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. And we would love to have you join us on Ice Cream Social. So please, hashtag Ice Cream Social. Join
Angelique
the
bought
club.
2 persimmons today.
Oh,
She likes eating, what's called Angelique.
We're like this.
We're like this. We're going to see you on Ice Cream Social. I saw your hashtag Ice Cream Social, so we'll send you the link.
Awesome. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Rose with Live by Design.
Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish.
This is one of only a few of our collaborative offerings, besides obviously, the amazing relationship that we just rule the world with. But in terms of our work, this is one of a few of our collaborative offerings, this and the moon ceremonies. And we do work on our own outside of this. So go like our pages, check out our groups. Like, we have a lot of good stuff going on. If you are feeling like social media is just a shit show right now, we're creating something different. Learn how to use the tool that was not created for you. It was created to create you as a product. Make a way to use it for yourself.
Yeah. Revolution.
Filter that feed, go be in groups where people post beautiful things if you're going to be on social media. So
don't walk down a dark alley if you don't want to. Empower yourself. Hashtag, if you want to join Rose's group, she has this amazing group called the Adventures Club, hashtag Adventures. And she'll throw the link on here too. Super amazing, super positive. And it's not just adventures of travel, but it's really adventures of like, how do you have courage? And not just courage as an abstract idea, but she literally walks you through the steps. Trust me, I've had multiple years of this. Very effective, even though I'm still on her group right now, trying to get her free one-on-one.
That's just because you're a hustler. You like winning things. I know. You're like, I'm going to beat you people. All right.
Anyways,
we'll see you all really soon. And until we see you next time, remember to live your life
to the sweetest. Aloha.
Bye. Oops, sorry. You could have done that.
That's fine. No worries.